2.5 Dimensional Seduction. This series definitely has to be one of the biggest surprises for me this year. I had no idea what it would be about, but I heard the name and I got instantly turned off by it. But looking at the promo art for this series, I got invested. Here's the synopsis for those who haven't seen it. Masamune Okumura, a high schooler and the president of the school's manga club, is completely devoted to a fictional character named Liliel from a very popular manga that he likes, and says that he will never like a girl that is 3D, but only this Liliel character. Until one day, a new girl named Lilisa Amano joins the manga club and reveals her passion for cosplay, specifically cosplaying as Liliel, leaving him feeling conflicted because she loves the same thing as him, but she's a 3D girl. They start a partnership eventually. As Okumura begins taking photos of Lilisa in her cosplay, he finds himself increasingly drawn to her real-life personality and her appearance, blurring the lines between his fantasy and reality. But other girls may also develop feelings for Okumura, adding further complexity to his eternal conflict. But to me, this series was very good. I told you the synopsis. Let me tell you about the main plot, though. In my opinion, there's quite a bit going on for each character, but let me tell you the main thing. It's Lilisa, okay? It's about her. The Japanese name Lily has her name in it. It's about her and her love for cosplay and the world of cosplay around her. I think that's undeniable, but it's the fact that she cosplays purely for fun and to just show that she loves this character so much. And I really love this because although there's nothing wrong with cosplaying multiple people, because you can definitely love two characters from two different shows or series, but she has so much appreciation for this one character that she essentially refuses to cosplay as anyone else. She comes up with different outfits for her. For example, she went to a cosplay event where only characters from a certain game could go. She dressed up as Liliel, but when she was in this certain game for a limited time, she made a cosplay based on that. If that's not loyalty to a character, I don't know what is. There's gonna be a lot of stuff I skip and gloss over, and I apologize for that. Lilisa meets plenty of cosplayers when she makes her debut, but the one we see the most is a former Heavenly Queen, the most popular cosplayers in Japan, by the way, and she now advises the manga club. Mayuri Hanyu. I think this manga does a very good job when it comes to explaining cosplay. I think it is at its best when it comes to emotional moments, surprisingly. There's comedy in here too, of course, probably more than anything else, but there's this one moment where even I felt something, bro, which I will talk about a bit later. On Mayuri and the explaining cosplay thing, she was one of the biggest cosplayers in Japan, right? So when she one day stopped cosplaying out of the blue, that left many people in shock. The reason she stopped was because she got a teaching job, and you know, when it comes to teaching or any public job such as it, you are viewed differently. So if she did continue to cosplay and was found out, she could be seen in a negative light, so she felt as if she had to choose one or the other, and I feel like that's very real. But since we are talking about characters now, let's go in order of meeting them aside from Mayuri. Mikurine Tachibana, Okumura's childhood friend, and from what I see, she is the most liked in the community. She has liked Okumura since they were kids, and she can never get his attention because, as we know, he is only like 2D girls. So Mikari made it her mission to become someone that he would acknowledge as a woman. So she decided to become a beautiful fashion model. And she is the most likable character in the show to me for sure. Her attitude and personality can also be hilarious at times. Although she doesn't like anime too much, she thinks it's fine, but she does the cosplay and stuff just for Okumura, in all honesty. Next, Nonoa. She starts off as a rival to Lilisa. She was very timid and scared, caused from an experience that happened in the past for her. She couldn't tell anyone how she felt because when she was younger, she got so excited talking about her favorite anime and manga that they just shit on her for doing that. She was passionate about this, and it absolutely broke her when they told her this. Okumura and Lilisa eventually got her to open up and became friends with them, which is super wholesome and great. Lastly, she's actually my second favorite character in the series, Arya Kisaki. She is the last of the main four girls, I'd say, unless they introduce more, but she is a Gyaru, and her introduction made all of the main cast wary, to say the least. When we get to meet her, she says she wants to cosplay a bit to become famous. And this makes Nonoa pretty angry and wonders why she would choose that over being a model, because she clearly has the looks for it, but she actually has a very good reason. She wants to cosplay to get famous to meet her father, who she has not seen for 10 years. He is a mangaka, and she dressed as a main character from his manga to try to get him to notice her. Over time, eventually, they do meet, and it was super emotional. The group starts to hang out together often. being Okumura, Mikarin, Lilisa, Nanoa, and also Arya. They cosplay together and get along pretty well. Nanoa started off as a girl who was traumatized with anxiety issues, and now she speaks her mind whenever she can. Arya was a Gyaru who didn't know much about anime or cosplay at all, but now she knows a ton about both because of just hanging out with everyone, and she actually likes it now. Mikarin before didn't have any friends really aside from Okumura, and didn't really care for people, but you can see that she has warmed up to everyone a lot. And although the series is labeled as a romance, and there's definitely lots of elements in the show, especially towards the end, for the most part it focused on cosplay and is pretty good to me. We get hints to how Lilisa may like Okumura, and the same thing can be said about him for her. I love how the first season really focused on the cosplay aspect. Lilisa likes having fun with cosplay, and Okumura is just trying to support her in the best way he can. And even the other girls, Mikarin loves him, and that's obvious. She told Lilisa at the end of the series, well, the end of the first season, that she had feelings for him, and it was probably the most impactful thing of the season. She didn't confess to him personally, but she put her heart all for Lilisa to hear. She should get with him in the end, but we know it's gonna be Lilisa. But she had a part of the season where she was gone for like 6 episodes, I felt like. I know she isn't the MC, but still. But the other girls, in my opinion, didn't really show that much interest to me. Well, Arya did at the end. She said she had a crush on him, but Nanoa didn't really have a crush on him. I think it's more respect than anything. Well, I have to talk about Okumura, even though I don't really want to. In my opinion, he kind of sucks. If you're a fan of him, I'm sorry. He only wants to care for anime girls because he was hurt by a real girl when he was a kid, but come on. If he acted a bit normally, I'd like him a little bit more. At least just a tiny bit. Because he is a good dude. He helps out all the girls that are his friends, especially Lilisa. But it's just so hard to get through that, brother. I'm sorry. They all like him for reasons that kind of make sense. Arya likes him because he got her to meet her dad again, and also he got her dad to believe in himself. That's very reasonable. Mikarin likes him because when they were kids, he stood up for her, and they remained friends all this time. But I don't know, brother. She even stated that she knows he sucks and wish she didn't like him, but she can't really choose on how her heart works, you know? And Lilisa, I think she has the biggest case of actually liking him because they do the cosplay stuff all of the time together, and they do love the same things. It's pretty reasonable. Like, if you didn't introduce Mikari, I would be good, but nah, you introduced Mikari. You introduced Mikari just for him to get with Lilisa at the end. I hate it here. He does something at the end that gets him somewhat better though, I will admit that. He heard Mikari when he told Lilisa that she liked him, and he was kind of at a standstill. The club advisor heard this too and gave him advice. She told him that it's fine he doesn't trust real girls yet, but to make more of an effort because these are real girls with real feelings. I still don't care for him at the moment though. I will give him this. He has become a great photographer because he was just taking pictures of them like they were manga characters, but at the end he saw them as actual women, and I think that is great. This show I really enjoyed though, and they just got announced for season 2, so you best believe I'm going to be there. It's done by JC Staff. They do a lot of my favorite series, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you liked it, give it a like as well. I will see you next time.